that Misery Loves Clips. Oh, by the way, Misery Loves Clips gets another $5. We're about to do one of his things here. Hold on. Let's find. We got to find it, man. I said if we play people's shit, that we got to give them $5. Let's go on the Venmo. Let's charge. I think it's Misery Clips, right? Is it all one word? Yep, there it is. Misery Clips, $5. Thanks for the Brennan Gino clip. Pay that man. Pay that man his money.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
There he goes. And $5 from Misery Loves Clips. And we're good to go. Here we are. Okay. Kevin Brennan and Gino Bisconti are no strangers to controversy towards one another. They've been fighting for years. They were okay, then they weren't okay, then they liked each other, then they hated each other. A lot of it seemed to be that Kevin Brennan wasn't working at Compound Media anymore, and Gino was working at Compound Media. And that did not sit well with Kevin, so he would kind of monitor what was going on at Compound, and he would shit all over everyone who worked there. Misery. Now, you have to admit that between Brennan and Cumia, Brennan won. I think we can declare it. Kevin Brennan beat Anthony Cumia. Cumia let Misery Loves Company go. Well, it was burning bridges on Compound Media, but like you look at how Misery Loves Company took off, and I mean, like all told, when we're on the air, we're doing 1,000 people at a time at our peak. But like Kevin, I think I haven't watched in a while, but he's still doing like 1,000 people on YouTube alone, right? And I don't know if he streams on multiple platforms. Maybe he doesn't. But he's got a nice sized audience. He's got a nice little show. And those 1,000 people watching at a time, if you could get like 10% of them to sign up for Compound Media to watch Kevin Brennan do a show a week, I mean, that would have been what? An extra $1,000 a month for old Kevy Brenny to do a show once a week. Throw another $1,000 a week or a $1,000 a month in Kevin's pocket. Maybe get a few other shows that draw some money off platform. See, because when you put everything behind a paywall, it only guarantees that your audience is only going to shrink. It's only going to go down over time. You got to give some level of free access so that more, and you got to appeal to algorithms and shit like that so you can grab new fans. By the way, hit like, hit subscribe. If you just keep everything behind a paywall and you can go, we can say the N-word, that's great for the people that have it, but it doesn't encourage any growth. Gino would always tell me, he goes, yeah, E-Rock says every time Steel Toe does a show on Compound, we get a little bump in subscribers. And it's like, well, okay, then we're drawing money. You want people who are drawing money. Kevin Brennan, if they could have worked out a deal together for Burning Bridges to come back, Kevin would have brought a few hundred people with them, and he would have more than paid for himself. You could get to the point now where, like, Compound could have been a really weird, wild fucking thing if you would have thrown Brennan on. Because, like, remember Monday through Thursday, they'd have different shows on at night? Like, if you had Brennan instead of Chrissy, you would have drawn more subscribers. Because Chrissy, I feel like, kind of had this weird thing where she wanted to keep her Simpcast and Based brand and video game dork grift separate from I'm associated with Anthony Cumia. I felt like she wanted to keep those two things separate, which Kevin Brennan wouldn't do that. Kevin Brennan would be like, here's all the shit I'm doing. I think Brennan would have been a bigger draw than Chrissy on Monday nights. Honestly, that 21 Guns show, I love those guys. I think they're great. But they didn't draw a dime. You put like a Zumach on Tuesday nights on Compound Media, Zumach would have brought a couple hundred people with him. If you would have given Chad $200 a week, he would have brought you enough people to pay for himself to do a show once a week on Compound Media. Obviously you put us there one night a week. You give us $200 a show. We would have brought you more than enough to pay for ourselves. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Who else? You could have, who else would draw a crowd for you? Not Ray DeVito. Stop it. Stop it right fucking now. But I don't know, throw one of the Law Tube guys on there. You put Sean on a Thursday on Compound. Sean would have brought a whole bunch of people to you, and he would have more than paid for himself, and he would have taken a night off from his streaming to cut a 1 or 2 hour show on Compound. Why not? You got to draw in people from different places because Opie and Anthony has been dead, RIP, for 10 years. Nobody gives a fuck about O&A anymore. So you're living off the husk of that. You got to draw in new people from different shit. And then maybe they discover the Anthony Cumia show from, coming over from Kevin, coming over from Sean, coming over from me or Chad or something like that. It would have been low cost, low risk, probably would have paid for itself, and it would have upped your subscriber base and made you more visible on a free platform. That's why I think Keith the Cop losing the Legion of Skanks guys was utterly retarded. You could have got those Legion of Skanks guys to do a show every week and still let them do their own streaming platform like they want to. I mean, you missed out on the growth of Dave Smith and the high-profile shit he's doing. Lewis and Jay are doing very well. You lost all these people who raised your profile. You got to have a free part of it and then a paywall part of it. And a guy like Kevin could have been a huge asset to Compound Media.
Michaeline.
Fucking lunatic. So Gino gets his YouTube taken away, and Kevin just starts popping champagne and drinking right away. Which, by the way, that drinking that whole bottle, I can just feel the headache you have after. Champagne's a headache booze.
Now they have time to go on a... They don't. I think you're being ironic, Liam. I think you're being ironic. Thank God Kiki has her big podcast deal. Did I even talk about that? So they're fucked.
By the way, is that big podcast deal? Did E-Rock put together a website or a thing where we'd have a bunch of people he knows do podcasts and see if, because the whole point behind starting a podcast network is you and your friends, they don't all have the same audience, and you go, hey, do a podcast once a week on my thing, and then some of your fans will come watch my thing, and then, you're trying to just cobble together something from a whole bunch of people's different audiences. Is that what that is? I mean, that's fine to go for it,
They're fucked. So she and Michaeline, I was watching Chad's show. Oh, Chad's here. I was watching Chad's show because
this is good. It's good to have Kevin and Chad talking about Gino losing his YouTube because those two guys right there are going to be really fair in their analysis. This is going to be them just beating the shit out of them, aren't they? Oh boy, this could be hard to watch.
Zumach,
I reported it.
Texted me, but then I lost my train of thought.
It's because you're old. You'll be fine. Take another drink.
Keanu made $4 yesterday in Super Chats.
For a 4-hour stream, she made $4.
That's impossible.
It's been confirmed by 3 people.
Wait, 4 hours?
Could you guys throw Keanu a couple of bucks if you're watching her show? I mean, unless it cuts into your contributing to Steel Toe budget, then, her. But could you throw her a couple of bucks so Kevin Brennan and Chad Zumach can't say shit like she made $4 in 4 hours?
Of course.
4 hours.
I'd sell you guys my dog before I'd make $4. Well, actually, what I do is just maybe not go on that day and be like, you know what, it's bad time.
Stream $4
with her mom.
I think she was playing a video game or something. I don't know.
With Chrissy Mayer?
No, there's some other dumb broad that she brings on, this blonde.
Oh yeah.
She's like an E-Rock thing. But I was the one who broke the news of Gino's channel. It was because it happened.
I thought this was supposed to be a temporary studio. Remember when he yelled at me because I said, "Hey, Chad, that doesn't look too bad. It looks like a radio studio almost. That looks pretty good." And he's like, it's just temporary. It's not the real studio. It's not. Wasn't that like 2 weeks ago? Can't you get into your permanent studio in those 2 weeks? Come on. It looks fine. I think you should keep it. Honestly, I think Chad should just stream from there. I think the white makes it look lighter and more inviting. There's nothing wrong with what Chad's doing. He didn't have to get all pissy with me.
Well, Stallion 19 had the clip. Everybody in my chat was like, Gino just lost his channel. And then all of a sudden, Stallion 19 DM'd me going, hey, I got the clip. And I played it. But I'm the one who...
Stallion 19. Oh, sorry. Stallion 19. So you're going to DM Chad, but you won't DM me when I'm trying to give you money? What the fuck, bro?
I mean, everyone was texting me left and right. It was insanity.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you didn't, but I mean, you were the one you were the one who was live when it was happening.
I was the first broadcaster to talk about it.
Look at TM Zumach breaking more news. Jesus Christ with this guy. It's funny how TM Zumach was like an ironic thing. It's kind of like another win for the toe. Like another win for the toe started as people trying to be like, yeah, I fucking hate Aaron. And then Steel Toe started stacking more wins. And so then we kind of took it from them, and now it's another win for the toe. It's a funny thing we do. Same thing with TM Zumach. People are like, hey, TM Zumach, what are you breaking news? Then he started breaking the compound thing. He started breaking the Gavin's not bringing everybody aboard thing. He broke the Ricada arrest thing. I mean, Chad was kind of on a roll of legit breaking news.
Jim in Florida, you're in hot water. What's up, my friend?
Dude, it's got a notification that your YouTube channel was terminated. I have
This
no
guy's
idea.
a suck.
Screen went blank and a thing came up saying this YouTube channel's been terminated.
Jesus Christ, they really go on
YouTube's
for
dead?
They really go on for 27 minutes in this clip. We might cut this short in a little bit here. Holy
But Chad, shouldn't it be like all thrilled that it's happening? Because isn't Gino like the coolest, and he was shitting on us for being YouTubers, etc.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem with Gino's whole take on like, you know, he's shitting on them for being YouTubers and stuff like that. Like I don't think Gino wanted to lose his YouTube. I don't think that was his main point. Like you don't want to lose any platform that you're on, that you lose audience. The whole point of doing this is you want as many people to listen to this as possible. So you lose, especially YouTube, which is like your main engine. You're never going to feel good about that.
Yeah, no, he was. And listen, I got my Patreon zapped, and it's such a horrible feeling when it's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, no.
Yeah, but you didn't just get married.
Honestly, Chad doesn't have to worry about that. But there is a physical feeling that people who have lost a channel can relate to. Like I've been banned on Twitch, and there's a literal, people talk about a sinking feeling. You literally feel your insides sink. And you feel your face lose color a little bit. It's really uncomfortable. And like, especially if it happens to you while you're on the air, you're trying to not put that out there for people. You're trying to present something other than the inside feeling that you've got going on. Oh, I can't imagine having to go through it live.
I didn't. Gino did.
You can confirm that you didn't.
Yeah, that's TM Zumach's confirming they're married.
I have no idea. I was watching it. Screen went blank and a thing came up saying this YouTube channel's been terminated.
We've all seen Gino lose his channel. So let's just go to a part here where Kevin just goes off on his own.
Is flat broke?
Oh.
I'm gonna send a link to
He's
Keanu.
doing the flat
Anybody
broke
have
Gino
Keanu's? I have her blocked.
I have her blocked. Kevin, I want to get Keanu on the show. Oh, I blocked her.
Ain't gonna be. Somebody said I should get champagne. I actually just had a bottle. I think Tim gave this to me a long time ago, but I never thought. It's more like, at this point, it's more like a gag.
I think we're good.
And I thought there was nothing happening today. Ray showed his balls on. Oh yeah, let's watch that Ray clip while we're waiting. Who we're waiting for? Nobody. Ray's.
Yeah, I think the rest of it is just shameless spiking of the football. at that point. I mean, that's the thing about like those internet rivalries and shit is that, you know, when one of the guys takes a fall and looks like shit, the other guy gets to gloat and run his mouth and everything else. And look, I've gotten to do that to Patrick for months now. So I understand the feeling. But in the back of your head is always there, but for the grace of God go I. Like you're like, oh God, I hope nothing really shitty happens to me now and I don't have to go, you know. The whole thing is cyclical. So like, you know, Kevin sometimes, you know, Kevin though, unlike most people, Kevin doesn't usually find himself in the bad spot, you know? Because Kevin does his show and he fucking skedaddles and he has kids and he has a life. Like all these guys who don't have kids, they end up looking like shit. You know, Melton, Carl, you know, all these other people. They'll embarrass the fuck out of themselves because this is their whole life. They can't walk away from it. Like the more you're on, like, or Mersh, people like that, they're, you know, discording and tweeting themselves senseless and giving a shit what all these people are whispering on the internet and calling the police on kiwi farms. And it's like, see, like if you have a life outside of this, it helps limit the embarrassment, or at least for me in the last, 6 months, the embarrassment that you can go through. And I think that's why Kevin doesn't usually have a lot of this shit come back to him, is because Kevin just fucks off after he's done with his show and goes and does shit. The fucking production is misery no company wants to stand behind. I don't know. I think Kevin does a good show. I think Kevin does all right. Dive Bar says, well, her mom should have been showing more cleavage. Keanu's mom? There's no reason for that.